Okay, now we're going to look at Excel Chapter 2. This is the one of the main functions of Excel as a program is just it's kind of a big calculator. It does a lot of math functions and can do some pretty advanced stuff, but also really simple stuff. And right now we're going to just start at the very basics of how to look at formulas and functions, and we're going to start doing with some basic formulas here. Just at the start of it all, if you want to do any kind of formula or function in Excel, you always want to start with the equal sign, um, because that sort of indicates to the program that you're going to be doing some math. And then you can just you can type stuff in, like say, let's do 9 plus 9. That's going to get us 18, right? Um, you can then go in, you can edit this cell, you can edit from here to make it 9 plus 10, or you can go up here in what's known as the formula bar to change it as well. So change this to 11, and now we've got 20, right? And so that is the most basic way to do calculations. A lot of times, though, and most times, we're going to be wanting to do calculations that are based on information we've already entered. And that's what the exercises in this chapter will have us do. So we will start that. And so we're going to start in F6 here. Should we get that going? Yeah, okay. Um, Go ahead and put our equal sign because otherwise the calculations won't occur. And then we can either click the cell, and so it wants us to do type D6 plus E6. I'm going to show you can type D6, but you can also, and then do plus, and you can also just click on the cell, and that will add those two cells together. Let's see what it wants us to do now. In cell F7, we want to add, oops, I want to add, no, we don't. That's going to be a self-ratio. Sorry. We want D7 plus E7. And now, if we wanted, as the reference goes down, we're going to, we do it in row 6, it's going to be the sixes. We do it in row 7 for the sevens. We could go down and do these manually for all of them, but that would be time consuming, especially if you think this was like a huge list of a few hundred people. You, of course, absolutely wouldn't want to do that. So what you can do is click the fill handle here. Notice we have a kind of a white plus there. When it changes to this dark black kind of thinner cross, just click here and pull down, and it will fill in all of those references for us. And so, as you go down to row 12, it does for row 12. You go down to 13, it adds up for row 13, and so on and so forth. And now in J6, which is right here, we want to add H6 plus I6. And you can type them out, or you can click on the cells. And this time what we'll do, instead of clicking and dragging it down, what we can do instead is double click and it will fill it all in for us. It just goes down to the next place where there's numbers. So like right here, it wouldn't keep going. But here, if you needed to, you could do the plus and pull it down and you could fill those in. But here we don't need to. And so with K, we want equals J6. And so here you see that we can combine cells and just regular numbers. So here we're going to do J6 divided by 200. And that gets us 0.945 or 94.5%, or if you round it up, it's 95%. But we do want to switch this to a percent. So we'll go here to our number styles. We'll change it to a percent. And we'll fill that the rest of the way down. And we'll show you if we wanted more decimals to be more precise, we could do that, but it doesn't want us to. It just wants us to get the main percentage there. And we'll fill that the rest of the way in. And that takes care of the first one there. And what are we doing now? Now we're going to be doing entering some sheet rows. This is pretty easy to do. Let's say we wanted to insert a row above Sarah here. So we'll click on Sarah's name. We'll right click it. Then we can insert and we want to shift the entire row down. We'll do that and we'll have a new one. Another one we could do is on the 16 itself. If we went ahead and we wouldn't have to worry about doing the whole row. It will fill in the whole row for you. But we just wanted to put a new one in there above Sarah. Sarah's now 17, and now we want to put someone in for 16. So let's do that. I'll pause it right quick and put this information in because you don't need to see me type. I will show as I put these numbers in because this new row is fit in where we had these formulas already. As I type in the numbers over here, it should fill in the formulas as well. So we'll do 90, 95, and see how it does the math here and here because it was fit in as part of the set of rows, and it just sort of knows to add in the calculations for the other rows for that new row as well. Okay, and looks like Todd, we're going to lose Todd here. So we're going to right click on Todd here, and we're going to delete, and it'll delete the entire row. And there it goes. Now we're going to insert a column. It works a lot the same way. We click here on the F to select the row, right click, insert, and we'll put in a new heading here, which I think is going to be quiz 3, and it is. And it shows you that you can fill even going right to left instead, and just not just up and down, because we click that and it fills in quiz 3 for us because it knows that, once you've got a couple of sets in, it will recognize the pattern. It should just keep going, being quiz 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can do that thing for things like dates as well, numbers in a list, that sort of stuff. Okay, and now in cell G, let's see here. Oh, we're going to update the cell because we have this third quiz. So in G6, we're going to go in here and we're going to add F6 to this because remember, F was where we put the formula before. Now we've put in a new column. So now we have this G is where we have our column. And so we'll update that to also add quiz 3 to it. So it'll be plus, and we'll say F6. This won't change the numbers, of course, because we don't have anything in F6, but it changes the formula for everybody. And we will also, again, even though the numbers won't change, we'll still need to fill this formula down because these don't have it yet because we haven't filled it. Do this, numbers stay the same, but the updated formulas are now seen. Okay. And now what are we going to do? Okay, we're going to select this exam, and we're going to insert cells. We're going to shift cells right, which is the top one right there. So we have exam, and now in M5, we're going to type participation. Okay, and I'm just to widen that out so it'll fit, and see 11.5, good enough. And then we'll save the workbook and go on. Now we look a little bit at hiding columns and sorting the data, because sometimes you'll need to sort alphabetically by this number, right? Or you want to look at the top scores, so you'll sort by the highest score or something like that. All these things you can do in Excel. First, I'll show you how to hide. Well, actually, they have us. Yeah, no, the column C. We want to hide column C. Click on it, right click, hit hide, and it's gone. You can see this. The little wedge between B and D is a little thicker than D and E, and so if you select them, you can kind of see that. And that's how you can, if you can't see that it just goes B to D, if you're just glancing at it, you can see that there's a hidden column there. The next thing they want us to do is to click on L6, which is right here, and go to Home, Editing, and to Sort and Filter. This is where if for some people who have like a smaller screen, a lot of these icons will be squished together. Like I have seen screens where you just have the magnifying glass. In that case, you click in the editing, you click the magnifying glass, you would have more options when you click it there. But just know that even if you don't see it specifically in the exact same spot that you see it here, like on the Find Selector, if it's going to be in this area. It's going to be on the home tab in the editing area. It just may be in a subfolder. But here I've got a kind of a bigger screen. Everything is stretched out so we can see everything. So we're going to sort and filter here. We've got J, or what is it, L6? L6 selected. And we're going to sort this largest to smallest. Right, largest to smallest. Yep. And you'll notice that when I do that sort, it sorts everything. It doesn't just sort this column here, it sorts everything. I'll undo it so you can see it. So it actually goes back to the top here. Because I have that selected, we're going to sort it, and we're going to sort largest to smallest again, and then this John kid is up here. So you don't have to select everything. You just need to click in one of those cells, and it will sort for you. Now it wants us to unhide column C, and that's easy to do. We just select B, C, and D. C is selected even though it's hidden. Oops. We right click. Come here. We right click on those, and then we hit unhide, and there's C again. And that's how we do it. Now we save the workbook, and we move on. Okay. Now we would save it as D4, but we're just going to keep going here. Now we're going to do a new sheet. And so, this particular list has information for everybody in here. Some of it is new, clearly some of it is old, and then we have the class list. Maybe we need to do a new sheet, right? And we can do that by clicking the new sheet button, which is right here. Click new sheet, and we get this sheet 1. It's a blank one. It's a brand new one. Let's see, we've done that. Looks like now we're going to be getting rid of old. So if we want to get rid of it, let's see, how do they have us do it? From home, cells, delete, and you can delete sheet. You can also just right click here. They do the same thing. And then you do get a warning that will permanently delete the sheet. That's a good thing because you don't want to accidentally do it. And we do want to continue. Now we're going to change the name of sheet 1. You just double click in it, and this is going to be called, what is this going to be called? Participation. And now we want to change new to final grades. Again, double click it. You could also click off of it. You could also right click and do rename. They work the same way. Type in final grades, and that's what we want. Okay, on the final grades worksheet, select the title and the merged A2. Okay. And Control C to copy the text. So we can Control C. Also, we could have clicked copy right there, right click and copy it. They all work the same. And now we're going to go into the participation worksheet, go into A1, and we're going to paste that there. And notice we move over to Intro to Business, or excuse me, Introduction to Business, which we brought over from here to here. Okay. And now in A2, we will write participation grades. And we want that merged formatting with that font and that font size. And so what we'll do is we'll click on the Format Painter. And we'll click the cell we want to change, and it will match. And let's see, is there anything else? That looks like that's it for D4. So we will move on to changing the color for the different tabs. You might need it, just to have color coded. You work in a business and you have different divisions. You want the different divisions to stand out on the sheet. You change the colors on these. Fairly easy to do. On this final grades sheet, we want to move it first. Here's how you move it. You click and hold on the name, and wherever you move it will move the sheet. We right click it. Tab color is right here. What do they want us to do? They want us to do red. It's red. So now we see this and we click off of it. It's a much darker red. When it's lighter like that, it sort of indicates that it's been selected. So we're going to do that. And now we will change participation to the tab color of standard blue, which I think is right here. And now we will write, and then we'll hide it. And we will hide class list, which is right here. Very similar to hiding a column that we just did. Right click it, hide it, it's gone. And again, if you wanted to bring it back, you would right click one of the other sheets that you have and you click unhide. And this is the one, it gives us the list of the ones to unhide. We would bring class list back. We don't need it. So we're going to go back here and we want to hide it. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to sort of have some sheets refer to each other here. We're going to bring some information from one part and from one sheet to the other. Let's see here. Oh, I think I messed up because I have the names sorted differently. Let's go in here and we'll sort. I don't remember what the sort was. There we go. I think it was by first name. So we've got these sorted by first name. And as we go in here, let's make sure here. Yeah. Okay. So we want to bring the information from this sheet over to this sheet. So here in A4, we're going to type first. Here in a B2 or B4, we're going to type last. And then in C4, nope, sorry about that. We're going to go to C4. We're going to go with first and last. And so here in A6, we're going to do equals, and we click on the sheet here, and it brings us to the final grades here. And this is what's really important, is we don't click back to participation when we're done. We just want to click on final grades. And then we click Ashley's name in A6. And if we look up in the formula bar right here, we don't want to go back and look at participation because it will change our formula. But what we're doing now is we're creating a formula in participation that refers to the final grade sheet. So it's saying like from the participation, hey, this equals this other sheet, and what is found at A6 needs to go in A5 of the participation worksheet. I'll go ahead and hit enter. You can hit enter here, or you can do it on the keyboard, doesn't matter. I just hit enter, and there's Ashley's name, right? So what this formula says is like, hey, go over to final grades in cell A6, and whatever information is there, bring it back to participation and put it in A5. And that's what that, as we reference the other sheet, does. And if we do this, double click it. Come on, everybody. It brings in, where's I went too far there. Go down to, looks like we can't autofill, we can drag it down to what number 16? Row 16 it says. And that brings in all of the students from the other sheet. And if we do go down to 17, there won't be information there because there was none to bring over from the previous sheet. So we can just drag that back up. And let's see if this will go ahead. We'll drag this over here. And this is where Excel is a little bit smarter, is that it does also, as you drag this over from B here, it will bring over the formula. It says refer to participate or refer to final grades in A, it will now do so in B. So it'll just bring all that information over. And so we'll click and drag, and there is an easy way to kind of bring over everybody's name. You could copy and paste it. You could type it if you wanted to, but that's just another way to do it. Okay. And we'll see that is one benefit, I will say, instead of copying and pasting and doing this reference, it's if you're doing something that needs to be updated and you want to update everything, I'll show you what it means. It mentions it here in the textbook. So let's say that we look in here and that we see that we have, oh no, we've spelled Felicia's name wrong, right? And in the second E here, we want to put an I. We put that I in there and it changes here. And it's also because it's a reference to the other sheet and not just cut and pasted, it's going to be updated here as well. So if you do want to make sure if you're working with multiple sheets where you do need things to be updated as you go, copying and pasting it's one way to go, but if you do these references, if there are changes that you know you're going to be needing to make as you go, is going to save you more time and be a lot easier to avoid mistakes. Because like let's say that we had 5 of these sheets, right? And we could have to go in and change Felicia and all of them. We may miss one. And there's an error that slips through. So referring to this other sheet instead of just cutting and pasting or going in and typing is going to mean that any change in one is going to change, change from final grades is going to change across the board. I'll save that and we'll move on to the last little bit here. What is this? Okay. Okay, we're going to move or copy a sheet. And this is pretty easy to do. So we have our students, we have the participation grades here. And we want to change, looks like the point of this is to make an exam bar. So what we do, or an exam sheet, I should say. So we'll go here and we will do move or copy right here. It'll bring up this little menu here. And we want to do move to end because we do one at the end of the sheet. And we want to create a copy. If we didn't click create a copy here, we would just create a new sheet at the end. Or excuse me, we would move that to the end. Here, create the copy, and it moves it right here. And we want to change the name of it. And we want to change that. So we'll double click it and change it to exam. Okay, that's done. Notice because we did copy it, it also has that blue formatting. And it has everything that we had before. We have participation grades up here because we did copy it. And we want to go up here and go into the formula bar. Instead of having to retype everything, we'll just select participation here, delete that, type exam, and there we go. So we've copied it. We made that brand new sheet. Let's see if there's anything else we want to do here. Okay. But we're going to edit a couple of sheets at once. Looks like we want to move final grades back, which we can do by just clicking and holding it. Hold it here. Now, if we click participation and we hold the control button, we will edit both of these sheets at once. And so we select both of them, participation and exam. So with both sheets selected, and it kind of doesn't matter which one you're in because they're both selected, and these two are identical sheets, except for participation and exam. And so what we'll do here is select A4 and B4, and we will do bold font, increase the font to 12, and we're going to add a thick bottom border, green accent 6, lighter 40, last column, 4th row. So we go in here to our borders. We will add a thick bottom border. And we will make the line color green, I would say lighter 40. Oh, it's right here. Okay, great. Click that. Click that. And let's put that border back. Okay, and that's green, right? Because we had selected it to green, we put the border right there. Now it's the thick accent 6, lighter 40% border. We right click here and we ungroup the sheets because we want to look at them separately. But we'll see that in both sheets now, we have that border in there. Exam grades has it, participation has it, it's done. And that is everything for the second chapter in Excel. Now you'll go in and do your homework in the other sections of the chapter. It's going to cover the same stuff. Good luck with it.